This is a secret manifestation tip that I don't think the kind of these manifestation gurus really speak about. And I've got it from the book Reality Transurfing. If you've ever read that book, it's such an interesting book. I think I've listened to the audio book, at least just step one of the book. There's 5 steps. I've listened to the first step about 3 or 4 times, and every single time I'm still piecing it together. It's something that really takes time to wrap your head around it. But what I've been experiencing recently is what there are these things what are called the wave of fortune, right? And basically, what it breaks down is that there's these essentially these periods of time where you get like a little win under your belt. Something goes right, and all of a sudden, as a result, you just start attracting more wins. You start noticing out of nowhere these wins are coming left, right, and center, and this would be called the wave of fortune. It's almost like you're stepping into a lifeline. You're having this little flick of the switch where something positive happens, and you're taking on that positive energy, and then a cascade of positive things start to happen as a result. And I've seen this a lot in my life. And I think what most people would refer to this as is momentum, right? Like, I was watching a podcast the other day, and a very successful guy, an e-commerce guy, he said, double down on momentum. And I really thought about that. I was like, that's so true, because once you lose your momentum, you may never get it back. And I definitely have been a victim of that. Having that momentum there and then not actually capitalizing on it, because you get comfortable. You start to think, oh, well, it's going well, so I don't need to do more. But you need to have that little part of your brain that's like, just do a little bit more. Um, but yeah, when this happens, what you might find in your life is that you're going through these phases of the opposite. You're in a negative state. Your minds, your thoughts. You're in a doubtful state. You're in a fearful state. You don't have this sense of abundance. You don't have this sense of security or knowing what's going to happen. And really, it's about finding that lifeline. It's about staying in the right mindset so that you can actually attract that one thing, that one flick of the switch thing that starts to switch what you focus on. If I said to you right now, you're sitting I don't know where you're watching this video, right? But let's just say you're sitting somewhere watching this, okay? Now I want you to look around the room you're in, and I want you to identify every single thing that is red in your room. Everything you can see right now that's red, or wherever you are. Maybe you don't see red. If you don't, pick a different color. Pick green if you can't see any red, right? You're picking up red, you're scanning red, right? Okay, well, now I want to ask you a question. How many things did you see that were yellow? And I can imagine in this situation, I mean, I don't know where you're sitting. You could just be staring at a wall, so you might have not seen anything. But how many things did you see yellow? None. Because this is what we call the reticular activation system. It's just focusing on the things that are red, right? And that's really dependent on what you choose to focus on. You consciously chose to focus on red. So our brain works the exact same way. If you consciously choose to kind of focus on negative things, you're gonna miss the positive things, because the negative things are the red things, the positive things are the yellow things. You're gonna miss them, and that's gonna be a problem for you in terms of manifesting, in terms of getting on the right track, getting the ball rolling with your life. You're going to struggle. And basically what you're going to find on this journey, right, when you're trying to actually level up in life, when you're trying to actually become successful, it goes so much deeper than just putting in the work. There are these kind of internal forces that are happening at play. And this is one of them. Like I said, this what they would call the wave of fortune, right? All these good things start happening, and you start seeing more wins, you start seeing more opportunities. But every time that happens, there's going to be a test. Okay, there's going to be some kind of test. Different people are going to see it as a different thing. But I really believe this is a real thing. I've kind of seen it myself, where you start seeing success, and then that ex-girlfriend you haven't spoken, I don't know, maybe not your ex-girlfriend, but that girl that, maybe you were started talking and then she kind of left you. Something like there's some kind of, and this is a real thing. And I know you guys are listening, like, actually, I think he's on something here, because some girl just texts you out of nowhere. Hey, how's it going? I haven't spoken in a while. It's a test. It's the matrix test, because you've entered the right path. You've gone into the right track, and the matrix wants to test you to see, are you going to let that distraction divert you off your purpose and what you're actually trying to accomplish, or are you going to recognize that that's actually a test? And I will admit, I have failed this many times. I have made this mistake so many times, and I clocked onto what this was. And I even had the similar thing where this girl was hit me up. Or no, this girl wasn't hitting me up, but I met this girl, and then she sent me a message, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like she's like a little bit above my league." I thought she was cool, but I had made a commitment to myself from the previous girl this happened to that I'm not going to respond. I don't care how good looking she is, I don't care how attractive she is. I'm just not going to respond to it because it's diverting me off the goal I'm trying to accomplish. And I remember doing that, and I think I passed because after that I hit record months back to back. Um, from a business perspective. So we're all going to have these tests, and I haven't always passed them. I do make mistakes sometimes. I do make a mistake, and yeah, I mean, like when it comes to this, there's another example of this, right? That's more of like a test from the Matrix, but what you'll also find is what would be more of just like a negative experience that happens. Someone does something, someone shouts at you, someone puts a negative energy onto you, and you're gonna see it. Like it's kind of strange. Like it's quite bizarre how it works. But as soon as you start trying to level up, as soon as you start trying to be different, someone around you is not gonna like it, and they're gonna put negativity on you, and then they may not even be aware they're doing it, right? And that again is a test in itself, is to see, are you going to go back to seeing red, or are you going to stay seeing yellow, right? Like I said, are you going to go into a negative mindset and step into a negative state, or are you going to be able to maintain a positive mindset? And I honestly believe having a positive mindset is the most important thing as a foundation in life. I think if you have a negative mentality, you're going to struggle so much. And really, it's about practice. People are like, if you are in a state right now where you're like thinking negatively, the way to get out of it is to just practice. It's genuinely just to choose different thoughts and just say to yourself, I'm not going to be negative anymore. I'm just going to be positive. I don't care what it is. I don't care what's going on. I'm just going to smile. I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to be polite. You're always tapping into that positive frequency, always, because you have to be the source. You can't rely on it from an external place, because if you do that, if you don't get it, then you lose that power. But if you are the source of positivity, it's going to be much harder for those things to steer you off course. And when you have that positive state, nothing good to you comes when you're a low frequency. And this sounds all like kind of spiritual woo-woo jargon and garbage, but it's so true. You see a lot in sports. Teams down a goal, and then they score, and then all of a sudden that team comes back to life. All of a sudden they're just playing out of their minds. It's kind of just how it works. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the main principle. You want to tap into that wave of fortune, and that might be the missing piece you have in your life right now. You just need that one win. You just need that one win. It's like that one wave, so you can ride that wave. And I've had this many times. For me, it can sometimes be just like one client, one guy I just need to close. Once I close that one guy, it's like, oh damn, now I've got this momentum. I start seeing more opportunities, and I have a bit more of an abundance mentality, and it's so much easier to attract success. Your mind actually opens up. There's a book called The Winner Effect that kind of breaks that down. When you win, your mind opens up. You start seeing more opportunities, right? Whereas when you're losing, your mind shuts down. You go into the amygdala. You can't think as clearly. So this is a strategy. And if you're not in that state, if you're not feeling positive right now in your life, then what you basically need to do is you need to have a level of faith that something good is going to come. You have to believe, because if you don't have that sense of hope, you go into apathy, then you don't even care. You just give up. Don't do that. Have a sense of hope, trust in the process, and wake up every day and do something. Don't do nothing. Action. You cannot change emotion through logic, only through action. You can't change the way you feel by thinking, only by doing. So do stuff. Go to the gym. Go meet a friend. Go for a run. Whatever it is, go add a few more things into your life. Do something out of the ordinary. Whatever it is, that's going to help you tap into that higher positive state of consciousness. And then it's going to be easier to see those opportunities. It's going to be easier to go into the wave of fortune. And then you're just going to see a ripple effect of positive things happening. But bear in mind, when that does happen, and this is something I'll cover in another video, is there's what's called the pendulums from the book Reality Transurfing. These pendulums, they seek to destroy your progress. They seek to destroy you. And when they clock to see that you're doing well, you will be faced with some kind of challenge that's an attempt to steer you off. Like I said, that girl that just messages you out of the blue. And you have to pass that test, and you're going to know what the test is. You will know. Obviously, I'm not saying you know, just any girl you're talking to, but there'll be someone specific that might just come out of the blue, and that is the test in of itself. And really, you're not going to experience many of these pendulums when you're not doing anything. Like when you're just not actually moving the needle, you're not trying to move the needle forward in your life. You're not going to experience much backlash. You know, it's going to be comfortable. Nothing's really going to happen. So having these tests, having these challenges is a good sign that you're on the right path. So I think this is quite a good video in terms of manifestation. So if you're wondering how that relates to manifestation, basically relates in the sense that in order to manifest, you have to be in a positive mentality. You have to be. There's no way you're going to manifest something with a negative attitude. If you look into manifestation, gratitude is so important. Emotion, visualizing, being in the present, but emotional. If you're trying to manifest something, it's most likely going to be positive, right? You're having to feel that emotion in the present moment and believing it's going to happen. So you're going to have to be feeling positive things. You're going to being grateful. That's a high vibration state. It's not a low vibration thing. So it's super important when it comes to manifestation, being a positive mentality. So you have to do various things in your life to stay in that positive state, be around the right people, eat the right foods, take care of your body, you know, take care of your environment, you know, clean, keep your room clean, dress right. Even just the clothes you wear, I truly believe affect your psyche, affect how you feel about yourself. You're wearing, I mean, this is something I'm, again, I like to be honest on this channel, but it's something I still need to brush up. I haven't really put enough time into my like clothes. But I need to pick up some fresh stuff because I know when I'm wearing fresh stuff, I have fresh ideas, I have a fresh outlook, and I have a fresh kind of feel to me, which will then allow me to come out the world in a better place, you know? So yeah, man, that's kind of the video today. I hope this is beneficial. I hope you took a bit of value from it. I think there was definitely some nuggets of value there, and definitely expect more content like this over the next few months because my goal is to push these videos out and really just grow an audience of people that want to improve themselves. And it's also going to help me as well in my speaking and just being on camera and just talking. And yeah, I'm excited. So if you did enjoy the video, drop a like. And if you wanted to leave a comment with a question or an idea or a topic or something you want me to cover next time, then by all means do that. I'll definitely read it and I will respond to you. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good evening.